All right, appreciate it, bro. Thanks. Well, welcome to the Garden of Eder Aquarium House. Check this out. This place is incredible. Aquariums absolutely everywhere in here. Pretty amazing. Lots of shrimp, lots of plants, lots and lots of shrimp again, and fish. They've been getting a lot of fish too. Really cool snails. This is Grant of the Garden of Eder. If you guys haven't found out who he is, he's on Facebook a lot. He's also got a YouTube channel. He got a website as well.
Yeah.
And they are doing all kinds of cool stuff in here. Absolutely love this place. From projects to just you guys talk about shrimp, and you guys know that I do a lot of with shrimp, and I've judged shrimp contests. He's actually the one who organized the last one at the Aqua Show.
Yeah,
right?
with Shelby and Rabu of Aquatics as well.
Yeah, so he actually knows more about shrimp than I do, especially when it comes to caradinas.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like
caradinas, but Neos, you probably know just about everything I know about them.
He's got these pink caradinas in here. Can I talk about those?
Yeah, no.
Can I mention that?
Dude, I got no secrets.
Oh
here, so.
man, these things are cool looking. So it's a new kind of mutation I've never really seen. And a pink shrimp has always been kind of one of my journeys with the neocaradinas, because I have had one like that before.
Yeah,
And actually a couple of them.
Some reds
yeah.
will throw a little pinkish.
Yeah,
but...
so pink, really rare kind of color, especially when it comes to shrimp. And he's got some really neat ones. Can we show them to him real
absolutely.
quick? I just want to show this to you guys real quick. And we'll kind of just hang out, maybe show some tanks, answer some questions. But hello everybody, and welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that one. Right up front and center. Hopefully the internet's gonna do us some justice here. We figured we'll go about a half hour on this video. But he's got these in multiple tanks where he's kind of been working on them with the different shades of pink. But that's like a hot pink. Really, really cool. And one day, soon, he's working on a project where he wants to get all these 10 gallons up over here. Or I won't talk about it too much, but he's gonna be doing a little bit more building before we do a actual full tour here. But we'll give you guys a little tease, a little treat of it.
Yeah, we're gonna build a room inside our living room of tanks.
Nice.
So another rack of 90 10-gallon tanks to finish it off. And then I might eventually change out these 55s for something else, or convince Shelby in putting another 55 on top.
And yes, for those who like the 55 gallon, which is actually a really good deal when it comes to aquariums, because a lot of people like to grab the 20s, the 40s, and the 10s. And 55s are kind of like the stepchild of tanks sometimes. But look how great they made these 55s look, even without a background. You got the angelfish in here. You can see right through it with the danios up above. Absolutely beautiful. And a good pupper too. You make good ornament. Are you okay? Are you camera shy? Yeah, it's a little sweet. She does look kind of sad.
And everything going
on.
She's a
No
very
tail wag.
emotional dog.
Yeah, she's a sweetie. But man, talk about making some 55s look good, and this one's just, it's phenomenal. But I'm a biased, especially when it comes to these dwarf neons. Very cool. So how many aquariums do you have here now?
We have 303
303 aquariums. You guys hear that?
And then 40 ponds outside.
And 40 ponds outside and growing. This guy is crazy. I love it. Crazy in a good way. And if you guys do got questions, feel free to ask. We'll just kind of scroll through and pick up questions. If not, I mean, we can either keep rambling or just shut up and let you guys watch stuff.
And these are Shelby's Galaxy Pintos. So not all of the shrimp tanks are stuff I work on. This colony is Shelby's pride and joy.
Beautiful.
She's got like 3 or 4 tanks of just these Galaxy Pintos going.
Beautiful. And what's this food you're feeding down here?
So that's some leftover snowflake. We just recently took a trip up to Pennsylvania, and before I left the house, we fed as much snowflake as I thought would be a good amount that they would still have food throughout the entire weekend while we were gone.
And that's a food you guys make yourself too, or is
So
that you guys offer?
We don't make it ourselves, but it's a soybean husk hull, and we are gonna have that on the website. Shelby, actually, I'll go grab that. Do you have it right there, Shelby? It's right here.
And these guys are actually really good at aquascaping too. This guy's aquascaping skills are phenomenal. You guys just won the Aquashella one too, didn't you? The last Aquashella.
And then me and Shelby, maybe Chance might end up doing Dallas as well. But
Nice.
this is our Soy Ahoy, our snowflake shrimp food. Shelby designed the label and everything. There's a little shrimp holding onto a little sword.
That's cool. Look at him.
So that's going to be the first
Very neat.
one. But Shelby's got plans to do another
Cool.
one for bee pollen, and it's going to be called the
Oh,
bee's
nice.
knees. And it's just going to have a shrimp with like bees.
Because when it
kneecaps.
comes to caradinas, those kind of foods do help to trigger. And like you said, you use it for when you're off on the road for the snowflake. But I always learned that the bee pollen, if I ever wanted to get my caradinas to really trigger out and breed, that always helped.
So that's going to be the next food we're going to get. I'm going to source it from a local bee farmer here. So it's all organic, local.
Now, I was hoping we'd be able to see this guy, but he's being shy. He does have a Flowerhorn in here. Hey, buddy.
As soon as I turn off the light, he'll probably come
Yeah.
out. I just turned it off to show off Shelby Aquascape
cool.
this tank just real quick when Jason came by. He might come out.
And that's Jason of Primetime Aquatics.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just here recently. He did a tour recently, didn't he?
He didn't post a video.
He didn't post it yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know how that goes, though, editing and time.
He-
But there will be a video coming out eventually, and you got videos yourself on your channel.
I need to post a recent one of the 110-gallon tank stand. That's going to be our next video. But
Nice. Oh, now he's not being shy.
And that's Jaden's fish, my son.
Oh, very cool.
At the shrimp contest, it's right next door to the Flowerhorn, and my son, of course, not interested in shrimp at all, spent the entire time looking at the Flowerhorns. And then the very next day is our Tampa Bay Aquarium Society club meeting, and they had a Flowerhorn there. So
Oh, man.
I had to
Yeah,
get
I
it
had
for him. It was destiny.
Yep. Sounds like it. Luckily, you got a nice tank for him, too.
Yeah.
Yep. And what, you got isopods and stuff going on up
Yeah,
there?
Shelby's got 16 different varieties of isopods, and
Wow.
then we've got an aquatic variety as well.
Yeah, can we show them that?
Yeah.
This is really cool. So, I've never really seen these. These are kind of like the wood lice for the aquarium.
Or roly
They're-
polies.
they're-
Roly polies
yeah.
is kind of like a harsh name, man.
Is it though? I guess.
Here's a
Water
good one
roly
around.
polies. Well, you guys know, kind of like scuds, but not quite.
Yeah, they're flat,
Let me
and
see if
unlike
I can get
scuds, when scuds lay eggs or give birth, they'll have a craving for protein, so they'll actually go after baby shrimp.
Wake
Where
up.
where the scuds or the isopods will not attack the baby shrimps. There was a really nice big one right here on the front of the. Oh, he's
Ah.
over there in the corner.
Ah.
I'll find another one. We put it.
Oh
in like
yeah, here we
16
go. We
different
can
tanks.
see them. Kind of
Oh, here's one
copiopod
right here.
shrimp looking.
And I think this one has eggs.
Look at that.
There's one right
Oh
here.
yeah, right on the glass. Or some digesting. How cool is that though?
And these guys more like climb and crawl rather than the scuds are kind of like in the water column swimming around and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you want something extra for your ecosystem, you got cracks and crevices, these guys can help eat detritus and
I'm all about the bigger the
Become a food
biodiversity
farm.
without predation.
oh yeah,
So
it's always a good thing. We got him a little breeding project going here.
yeah, I kind of picked your brain a little bit before the live stream. While we got someone like this caliber here, you got to take advantage of it.
I just played with a lot of fish. But man, shrimp, you got me on shrimp.
These are
It's
just
crazy.
the culls. Nothing special, and then some red brick
Nice.
swords.
Or swords, yeah. So much.
There's all shrimp up on the top row. These are all fresh tanks that we just cycled. Really excited for this breeding project. These are hollow eye red ghosts. And then I don't know if you can find one of the mutts running around, but I did throw some F1 where I crossed these with some royal eye or orange eyed royal blue tigers. So when you cross different eye morphs, you get normal eye morphs. But then when you cross the first generation together, the F2s will produce both orange eye variants and hollow eye variants. So.
Oh, weird. And you created like a yellow kind of really Caridina species as well?
I've got a few different variations of the yellow King Kong that I've worked with. Michael Nadal over in Germany kind of like beat me to the punch for the Ridley and the Missoura, but I did the reverse Missoura for the Headless Horseman, and then I've got some really nice. There's not much in that. Those are the blue bees, and they're so tiny.
I do like the mini Pelia though.
Yeah.
Love mini Pelia.
These are super princess bees though.
What's
Those
this
are
plant?
That is Quadricosta, Shelby. Right? So
That's a nice looking plant. That
It's
just
like
looks
a-
like a breeding wonderland for
it's like a
fish.
chain sword, but tinier. Just a
Yeah.
little bit tinier.
Well, it's broader leaves, kind of.
Yeah.
That's a neat plant. I might have to snag a little bit off of you that if you don't mind.
No, I actually got a few pots
That'd be
of it
awesome.
growing outside.
Very cool.
Those are the super princess bees.
And then he's got other rooms full of fish and shrimp as well. He got axolotls. He's got tons of stuff. Some blue bolts. Like I mentioned, if you got questions, always feel free to ask. And you're going to be going to the Triple Crown here soon, too. You go give talks at club meetings.
So we do a couple talks a year, and then the next event for us though will be the Triple Crown. We just got done doing a talk in Pennsylvania.
And what's your talk on?
Shrimp keeping.
Shrimp keeping.
But I have aquatic hitchhiker talk that I do, a nano tank, and then we do aquascaping demonstrations too.
Very cool. I would like to see one of your aquascaping demonstrations.
I would like to do one now that I think my skill and quality level has gone up, because
Definitely.
I look at my old tanks that I did for the demonstrations. They are definitely cringeworthy. So these guys,
This guy's so bright. It looks like a blur.
yeah,
Like that's not the tank dirty. That's just that shrimp is that bright
and reflective.
and reflective that the camera. Look, it looks like it's got a halo around it,
Yeah, it's
like
glowing.
a aurora.
But these shrimp, I was trying to farm the moss out of here, but there's so many like babies in the moss. I thought for sure that I would have some, hitchhikers basically. So I've been cleaning the moss in here. All of these were babies and grew up in the tank, and I already got pregnant ones.
Nice.
So this was a complete accidental tank. They're crazy
That
blues.
just came from that.
Yeah, they're really nice. They produce some Galaxy Pintos and stuff like that too. So I needed another tank of them anyways.
Very cool. When will the isopods be for sale? Asked Brandon.
As soon as I can get a picture of them and throw them on the website. If me and Shelby can get through our day tomorrow, I'll try and get them on the website.
Yeah, because you guys just got back from that talk. What was that? How long of a ride?
15 and a half hours.
Yeah, so they've been on the road. That's the hardest part is this will keep you busy, this hobby, when you do that stuff. This plant's really cool too. What is this?
It's a black taro. Is it a black taro magic plant? What was it? Yeah.
Wow.
But if you want the isopods, then you can reach out to me on one of the social media platforms or first and last name at gmail.com, Grant Eder.
Green Eater.
I'll sell some of the aquatic isopods. I'm tired of throwing things on the website without a good picture.
And if you had a tip to give people that keep in aquariums for the first time, like few good tips, what would you give them?
Consistency. Make a routine of things and stay on top of it. Don't change things up. If you get babies or pregnant shrimp, you're already doing it right. Don't change anything. Keep doing what you're doing, and that's my best thing for success. And then diving in and finding out where it comes from and who the breeder is and stuff like that. Not buying from chain swords can help you save out a little bit better. So.
Oh, definitely. The source is definitely big. When you're first starting off, that could be the biggest one.
And then try not to jump into money pits. There's a lot of things out there that you don't need. So doing some research, Like you don't need leaves and stuff like that. We got like the Indian almond leaf in the tank for the betta fish because they like the botanicals and the tannins and stuff like that. But I don't do any powdered foods or any kind of botanicals in the shrimp tanks because they're just not needed. And I have so many tanks.
Yeah.
I kind of try to like just do water changes and feed, and it's most cost efficient, and I still get good breeding out of it. And then the other thing is like powdered foods. If you're not doing them perfectly, they can kind of do more harm than good. So the Baker AE and stuff like that, a lot of people, you know, stand behind it and how good of a product it is. It is a great product if you're having biofilm issues, but if you're doing everything else right, you shouldn't have biofilm issues. So just having a nice healthy ecosystem, and you shouldn't need all these additives.
Very cool. And how long you been doing this for?
It'll be like 9 years in November.
9 years in November.
And I've been keeping tanks, both me and Shelby have been keeping tanks since we're kids, so.
Nice, nice. And Dan and Ken Aquatics, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said just LOL, just ordered shrimp from Grant today. What up, Lucas and Grant?
I was gonna say something.
Well, that is awesome, Dan and Ken.
Put in an order, and I told Shelby, we got excited, the order came through, I was like, we're gonna have to hook him up, so.
Oh yeah, I gotta hook my boy up. And Danny.
We'll take care of him for sure.
Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. But yeah, we're gonna just kind of keep this short. We're not gonna go too long here. How do they treat for chlorine? How do you guys treat for
Prime?
chlorine?
I've got this big old jug of Prime, and
Okay.
I only use this for our tubs outside and the Neocaridina inside. The Caridina, all get RO water, and I don't use anything to take the chlorine out because the filtration does that.
Okay, nice.
You wanna show
And that's
me
your
the room?
closet? This is your system here, huh? That's actually
That's just
pretty
one of them.
controlled.
It's
Oh,
just
because
one of
I was
them.
about to say with all these aquariums and
Yeah.
that's all you guys need. That's pretty good.
No, it's just one of our areas. We got too many areas all around. So this is actually Shelby's tank. The first tank that you guys saw, that was my tank for the Florida State Fair. This is Shelby's tank that she entered. And I let her go first so I knew how high the bar was.
Yeah.
And then I threw everything that was left in the kitchen sink into mine. So I made sure I got her.
Oh my. That's good though to have competition here at
Yeah.
home with you.
Yeah, and then the kids get involved too if you want to go see their
Yeah,
tanks.
because like it's not just him; it's his whole family is super involved, and it's just awesome family. They're just such great people.
And here we got Layla's room. Now, you'll see Jaden's room in a minute, but one of our club members came up to Jaden and was like, how many tanks do you have here in your room? And he's like, 42. And then he goes to Layla, how many tanks do you have in your room? And she's like, none. I'm like, Layla, do you want tanks in your room? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you want? A rack like Jaden's. I'm like, done. Can I put shrimp in it? She's like, yeah, but one fish tank. So her rice fish were in this bottom tank here with some shrimp culls. But then she set up her tank for the Florida State Fair.
Oh, nice! Did she aquascape this?
Yeah.
Wow! And how old is she?
7.
Wow, that's really good.
And she was actually really upset with
Nice.
how some of it came out with the gluing of the moss. It was a little bit difficult. It was her first time using super glue as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
But I kind of told her like the rules and stuff, like how if you have this face where the cut wood is, or the nice flat piece, it's unnatural. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to cover that up.
Yeah.
So we had a day go by where it wasn't covered up, and we didn't know if she was going to have time to fix it or not. So at the last day, she was able to get it done and fixed, and so she was real happy with it. And I honestly think if she would have picked a better fish or shrimp for her tank, she would have beat Jaden. But it's not an aquascape contest, it's an aquarium beautiful contest, so they take in consideration to the live animals inside of it as well. So
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think that's important to
she
take.
picked the blue dreams, and they were just tiny and not really, enough color pop. Where Jaden, and it's right around Valentine's Day too when he did this, so he picked the big red cherries, the fire painted reds.
And they just stuck out like crazy.
Yeah, I want to say if it was flip flop, Layla might have won.
Dang. Well, very, very good job. That's impressive for 7 years old. And somebody had a question. Any tips or advice on keeping aquariums without AC.
That's rough. That's not an issue or anything I have to deal with. Taking a lid off of the tank and then running a fan and creating the evaporation is going to be your best bet. And then it's not going to be, the best thing. If it's still getting too hot, you can do water bottles with frozen RO water. And you can let those sit in the tanks also. That's really all I got though.
And really, if you keep it outside, then, I mean, as long as it doesn't get too crazy, extreme heat, hundreds, and so.
The Neos and
And
stuff.
if you got a house, just make sure you don't open your doors and windows, too.
The Neos and some fish, it's no problem for, but I'm assuming they're talking about the Caridina and trying to keep it cool for them, because anything over 76 can have some issues with bacterial infections.
Can certain types of wood be harmful to shrimp?
No, not really, but I would stay away from bogwood or grapewood. It breaks down and creates mulm really fast.
Yeah.
And the other thing
But
is,
it's good for them to eat on. I've seen them actually shave that stuff down where it looks like it was sanded.
It creates so much biofilm. The other one is cholla wood. I don't like it. It breaks down into mulm, and I like the cleaner tanks. I know a lot of fish do better and breed a little bit better in dirty water and stuff like that, but for the Caridina, I just like to keep it as clean as possible and let the snails be able to keep up with the hard labor instead of me.
Yeah. Especially with the Caridinas. Like Neos, you could throw about anything in there with them. They won't care. Just stay away from any kind of woods that have resins. These guys are really cool. There's just so much to look at. It's crazy. Lots of fancy shrimp. What's the humidity like in your house? Are you doing extra air exchanges?
So because we see the house to 72, it's really not that humid. Another thing is we have lids on almost all of the tanks except for a couple of the Aquascape tanks. And then we just built a new rack. I ran out of I think we're short 6 lids or whatever. So I'll be buying 5 or 6 more panels to make more lids.
So you don't have any dehumidifiers in here?
Nope, nothing.
That's kind of crazy to think about because I've been to a lot of fish rooms and usually you can kind of feel the humidity. You can tell humidity when you feel it. And that's really surprising with how many tanks you have. It's got to be these lids.
It's AC.
But you don't want to do a lid without a filter either. So when it comes to no filters, you don't want lids like this. But if you got filters going in, then yeah. And plus your AC helps at 72, so
that was
keeps
one of
it
the
cooler.
things Jason said when he came by. I couldn't believe it didn't smell and it wasn't humid.
yeah. Oh, I could never do lids, Sarah. You know that, Lady LRB. And also, she got a new video out, which I'll be putting on my community post, Lady LRB's new video. Oh, there's another one of those pinks.
Yeah.
Or you could just go to her channel, check her out, Plant Lady LRB. Lady Diane says, I feed powdered shrimp fry food. What do you feed your fry instead?
I don't target feed any of the fry. I just simply feed the pellet food and that's it. Powdered foods for me was causing more damage, more nitrate issues, and for that reason I was having lower baby survival rate. There should be plenty of biofilm and little particulates going throughout the water when you just feed normally to be able to take care of the babies. So I'd rather have cleaner water than polluting the water with powdered food. And a lot of that food just ends up in the filters. It doesn't even get eaten.
Very cool. All right, and you got more tanks too, right?
Yep, this is Layla's room. Man, he has messed up the rug every single time.
Scoundrel.
Jaden's room's down here. We got the army of trash cans to get caught up on water changes. And then we got Jaden's room. So,
Jeez.
55s, 10s, and then 40s over here. But we got Jaden's Aquascape tank for the fair right here. I've already taken the red cherries out. I'm sure they're
Very nice. Whole family's all aquascapers. You got bottles down here too.
Yep.
So cool. Always love feeding. Oh,
This one's not very bright.
oh, there. We gotta get Wesley one of those. He's been wanting one. He's actually been wanting like 3 or 4 of them. Wants one of every color. Like, well, how many you got in that one tank?
3 of them.
And a 40 gallon?
Like 10 gallons per axolotl.
Okay.
I like to give them a little extra wiggle room. I got 1 male and 2 females in there, and I'm sure if I gave them some like Anubis or something to lay on, it probably would have gotten eggs. But I'm not really trying to deal with 1,000 axolotl babies and having to individually feed each one.
Didn't you say you had some eggs though, but your cat ate them like
Dude,
potato
that
chips?
was years ago, yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. So a cat loved axolotl eggs, I guess.
No, it ate the axolotl larva when they're on
Oh, the larva. They weren't even eggs. Oh my.
Yeah, wasn't very happy.
Shrimp everywhere. Shrimp galore. What kind of pinkish ones?
Yeah, I'm aiming for more red heads on those.
On those ones.
It's just the pink color comes out too. Oh no.
Okay, I think we're back now. Maybe 2640. I don't know. The timer's not moving. I don't know if we're back. That's the internet for you. And somebody asked, why does he choose to use 10-gallon tanks?
Oh, you're back.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you are hearing us? Yeah, somebody asked why you choose to use 10-gallon tanks.
So, because I'm breeding for quality, not quantity, I want to try and go ahead and have as many tanks in one spot as I possibly can. However, smaller than 10 gallons, I see reduced growth rate from baby to adult. Also, they don't get as big as they do in 10-gallon tanks overall. So 10 gallon is like the smallest I go for breeding, and then I can get as many, like there's no way I can get 155 gallon tanks on that one wall. So I do 110 gallon tanks, it gives me 100 tanks to do different projects in, rather than big tanks, big volume. However, outside, we've got the 275 gallon IBC totes. The Neos were breeding for quality, not quantity, but I did line my Neos for several years before I tried to push them outside.
Very cool. And yeah, sorry we lost you guys there in that room. Didn't realize the internet would go down. We kind of got away from the way.
Until we added this tank stand.
Yeah.
So I think it's the Wi-Fi trying to go through an extra 2 panels of
It's a
glass
fish
and
room.
water.
It's a fish room keeper's struggle when it comes to Wi-Fi, and especially live streaming. These are not very good for.
Well, I got a buddy that's a cable guy, and when my router was right there, he's like, "There's no way it's going through this many tanks and getting to your room." I was like, "No, I'm running on Wi-Fi. It's working, but the strength was just not that good. I get kicked off in like the middle of games and stuff, so it's probably why my obsession for video games
And
died a little bit."
Yeah, especially a lot of those games really
Yeah.
demand a lot of, especially latency. And so somebody was asking if you're on a concrete slab.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely feels like it.
concrete with tiles.
It's really, if you're going to do something like this, I would definitely recommend a concrete slab. Now, you could really reinforce, but you're going to have to get under there and really, really reinforce, because over time you'll get sag, especially in a Florida humid kind of environment. All right, and Benjamin Peter says, how do you guys feel about using melamine sponges to clean glass on inside of the tank? Thank you. I mean, I've heard you can, but I don't know. I've never been a big fan.
I've never even tried. We just
Never had
used the
to.
Scrapers.
Yeah, I
And,
really have.
The best thing is still a razor blade.
Can we see the tubs? So I wish we could take you out and see the tubs, but unfortunately, the Wi-Fi will not go out there.
Yeah, the internet's kind of rough.
Yeah, so what we will do, like I mentioned, once he gets the rest of his tanks going over here, when he really wants to show them off, where are they at? Way over here, somewhere in this house.
Yeah, that
Once they
right
get
there.
that going, we're gonna go through and actually do like a full kind of tour for here. But I figured we'd give you a nice little teaser today. Hop on here, share some stuff out with you guys, introduce you guys to the Garden of Eder, his whole family. They're absolutely phenomenal with what they do around here. and they dabble into a little bit of everything. And the aquascaping skills they got, they do a lot for the aquashellas, and they go to a lot of these shows and stuff. So check them out. They got a YouTube channel as well, and I wanted to introduce you to them. And I hope you guys enjoyed this.
She's being camera shy.
Yeah.
But this is the whole other half of the operation. So if we don't bring her on and give her too many people,
She's shy, but yeah, she does a lot around here, and it's awesome just seeing what they do. But thank you for having us on here.
oh, no problem, man. Thanks for
I
stopping
appreciate
by,
it.
and can't wait to go by and check out your house here soon.
Yeah, we'll have more coming up here on his stuff, and yeah, check him out. Till next time, everybody. Peace.
See you
Have
guys.
a great one.